So we are going to work on a financial diet today.
Okay.
Everyone's going to learn from this. We have a couple on the show. You're going to meet them in a second. They're getting married and they want to start their life out right together. That means money, too.
And it's never too late to stop planning. A lot of people think, oh, I'm in my mid-30s or my early 40s, even late 40s, 50s. You can still get on a financial plan and make sure that you have adequate savings for your future.
Absolutely. So that's what they're trying to do. They have to pay for a wedding, and then they want children, so they got to be saving for college. They own a home, and they are in the mid-30s, so take a look.
All right.
Today, we are here with Tammy Dubois and Terrence Williams. First of all, congratulations. You guys are getting married sometime in '09, right?
Yes.
Okay, so everything's got to get all out on the table. Before you get married, the big thing is how do you merge your finances? How do you plan for your future? So let me ask you first, how much money do you make?
I'm $41,000 yearly.
I'm just under 70,000.
Tammy Dubois is a marketing and merchandising manager. Terrence Williams is a distribution manager at Lowe's. What are your goals?
Well, our main objective was to save for our upcoming wedding in 2009, and shortly thereafter we would like to start a family. So those are short-term, as in the next year.
And Terrence, you have a child also.
Absolutely. I have one child, one son.
And how old is he?
He's 13 as of right now.
So you've got to start worrying about college for him.
Absolutely.
Have you planned for that at all?
I have not planned one bit.
Uh-oh. And they have to figure out how to pay for a $25,000 to $30,000 wedding without saying I do to deep debt. Debt? Do you guys have debt?
We do.
Some debts.
Fortunately, they've already cleaned up their credit card debt and they do own a home. But they still have to pay off a $12,000 car loan, $3,000 for a treadmill, and about $4,500 for her engagement ring. I'd say the ring. Very nice, Tammy. Tammy hopes the ring will be the last of his spending splurges.
Sat down and we spoke about it, so that's something that I want to start planning for also.
Who's the saver in the relationship?
Oh, that's easy.
She is.
And are you the spender?
I'm not too much. Absolutely. I'm all the way to spender, so it's tough for me.
Yeah. Do you have any savings?
Actually, probably I would say nothing at all, just for probably a 401k that I'm working with.
I have at least 10,000 in savings.
Wow.
So I've been working on it. I've always been told to keep a little nest egg just in case for emergency funds and so forth. So
you were raised that way to be a saver?
I was raised that way.
Well, they do say opposites attract. And are you going to be merging all your finances?
Yes, that's the plan.
That's the plan. Okay.
Yes.
And you want to see...
Scary, but it's the plan.
Will they have enough money to pay for that wedding, save for college, and still meet their goals of retiring to someplace warm one day? We have our financial intervention team. They're going to tell you what to do. Are you going to do what they say?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Terrence, they're going to have you save some money.
We will. That's why we're here.
I love that he's so honest. No, I don't have any savings.
Well, no, it's very true. And, you know, I find the best savings is the kind that comes right out of your paycheck before you ever see it.
And that is something that they're both doing really well. They both fund their 401ks, which is the #1 thing that he's going to tell us, that and some other things that you should be doing.
Okay.
But still, how are they going to make this all work to pay for that wedding and not go deeply into debt? So coming up, we're all going to learn something because Pentec is going to sit down, map out a plan to help them reach their goals. So maybe you can learn something for your own finances.
That's coming up today?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
so stay tuned. The intervention, we got our Pentec team to sit down with Tammy and Terrence. They're going to start their life together, and they had to reveal everything, as you saw earlier, how much money they make, what do they owe, lay it all out on the table. And this was kind of the first step. This is what I learned, is they make you account for everything that you're spending, and then you might actually find out that you're doing better than you thought.
Well, that's actually kind of like what Paul and I did. We met with a financial advisor, and he said, you guys, I thought we were in serious trouble. And he goes, you guys are not in trouble at all. He goes, you're actually doing great. Your 401ks are maxed out. He goes, you're doing great there, saving-wise. But you can always learn. Do they actually make them sit down and do their spending per day, like what they spend each day and like where you're going? Is
Ahead of time, they had this whole form, and a certified financial planner sat down with them. And when I got there, it was all done bi-monthly, but I'm sure part of that was often they tell you a good trick is just write down what you're spending every day, and you'll find the money you need to save.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Tammy and Terrence for coming on, because they were honest, and you know they're letting the whole state in on their personal lives, which I think is wonderful.
So we can all learn. Take a look.
Take a look.
As Tammy Dubois and Terrence Williams get ready to plan for a wedding and a new life together, they vowed to listen to our Better financial team. Meet Mike Callahan, the president of Pentec, and his team, certified financial planner Paul Shortier and investment advisor Joel Renker. And Michael, you're going to help them accomplish their goal, which is you guys would like to retire to Florida and travel the country and possibly the world.
Absolutely.
That's a big goal.
That's a big goal.
Can you do it? You can do it.
Yes.
If they want to spend their golden years golfing and sunning themselves, they have to have a plan. The first step, our financial planner made them write down every dollar they spend.
This is all their cash flow. The first page here is all cash flow. This is how much money they make, how much money they save, how much money they use for expenses.
Here it is. Some of the big ones, a mortgage of about $1,300 a month, $750 a month on food, $475 on entertainment, and $300 a month on clothing. The Pentec guys say that's too much to spend on your back. But even with all that, they did find some extra money that could be saved. All right, what's that number?
$12,000 a year. We think they can save $1,000 a month.
Now, if someone had told you, before you met with these guys, you could save $1,000 a month, what would you have said?
No.
Again, she makes almost 70 grand a year, and he makes about 40. The number one thing they're doing right is funding their 401ks. She puts in 7%, he gives 6%.
They've got almost $70,000 saved in their 401k plans, which is good for people in their 30s.
But what about saving for college to school their future children?
If they want to if they're going to earn a conservative 5% rate of return on the investments that they use to save for the next 18 years for their unborn child, and college costs rise at an average of 5% per year, they have to save $500 a month, and that's public UConn, right?
All right. They want to go to Yale? It's a lot
They
more.
want to go to Yale, they're going to have to save about twice that, about $1,100.
It's hard for a parent to hear, but Pentec says, don't put your kid's future ahead of your own.
The other thing, you should never sacrifice your retirement savings for your kids' education.
Really?
Your retirement savings should come first. Take care of you first, because you're the only one that's going to take care of you. And you'll figure out a way. You can borrow against your house or do a lot of things if you need to get the college payments done, but you can't borrow for retirement. It's too late.
Though you should protect your family in case you're not around.
They don't have enough life insurance.
They recommend 6 to 7 times your annual salary. For Tammy and Terrence, a $500,000 policy will cost about $400 a year. But what about 30 grand for the wedding? You go into debt for a wedding?
I mentioned that if they do go into debt for a wedding, please, please, please do not borrow against your 401k plan.
I think they need to do some belt tightening and take that $1,000 discretionary a month and put it away for the next 12 months.
One thing that makes sense is to have it in CDs and kind of have that maturity towards 2009.
If they do take a loan, Pentec says use any gift money to pay it off ASAP. After they get through the wedding, Pentec says keep on saving that grand a month, and they'll be able to make their dreams of retiring to someplace warm and traveling a reality.
It's really here not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep.
All right, this is the moment of truth. You've heard everything. You've learned a lot?
Absolutely.
Can you do this?
I believe we can.
Wow, that unbelievable amount for saving for college.
That was very sobering to hear that. $1,100 a month for Yale per child.
Per child.
Or $500. But you know what he said, which was very interesting, is it's hard to hear as a parent, and I said that, but that you really got to fund your retirement first, because you can't borrow for retirement. You may be able to help your children later with loans. And he suggested that even if you do make a lot of money, he's a strong believer that the kids pay for a portion of the college so that they feel invested in it.
Absolutely, because if they're not, my parents said, get out there and start working. I was 16, I got that job in the supermarket, and I funded part of my